Time for a bit of budget fun this week, and this really won't break the bank, but will put a smile on your face. Hello and welcome to AAR on Air. Yes, this week it's budget pistol time, and one to get the whole family involved in. It is the Umarex UX SPA or Springer Piston Air Pistol. And I have the 60 and the longer 100 to take a closer look at. Now, just to break the routine a little, let's start with the price, shall we? Because the SPA 60 is going to give you change out of £45 UK, and the longer sibling will still give you change out of £50 UK. So, what are you getting for your half the price of a speed awareness course money? Well, the simple answer is quite a lot. Let's start with the SPA 60 version, shall we? This has an overall length of 345mm and tips the scales at a lightweight 721 grams, which in non-metric terms is a little over 13.5 inches long and 1.5 pounds in weight, which is super light, so you don't need to be Mr. or Mrs. Universe to carry this around. Most of that lightweight is down to the material used in construction. Now, at this price, you're not going to have a titanium constructor 300 bar PCP fill with a match grade trigger and laser sighting system, but no doubt someone will expect it. This is made of quite an attractive grey polymer moulding with hints of red, all of which is to match the corporate colours of Umarex, and I must say I think it looks pretty cool. The barrel and piston section are obviously metal and shrouded in that grey polymer. The rifle barrel on the 60 is around 150mm long, and yes, it's rifled to take pellets and not BBs. From the front then, the barrel is recessed and has a muzzle brake design on the end, and also sports an open front sight. Now, it does have a faux weaver rail running along the length of the barrel, but whilst it will give you more of a grip, it definitely won't give you the ability to fit any sighting aid. The grey continues back down the length of the pistol and has an opening resembling a shell ejection port on the right hand side, which reveals the cylinder, mainly to sight the serial number and show the 4.5mm or 177 caliber details, etc. This body continues to the rear sights, which are open and non-adjustable, but have a couple of red markers to help with the clear sighting. On the left-hand side is a rather sensible and useful and usable safety, which is a simple slide and click forward for safe and back for fire. In right-handed use, it is possible to operate this with your thumb. It can also be done when left-handed, but it's not quite as easy. But this is ambidextrous and does have a really nice stippled grip and a rear beaver tail safety a la 1911. So, two safeties on a budget pistol. Nice. The trigger is a two-stage item and is a little stiff on the second stage, but not ridiculously so. I do like the red hints on the trigger, rear safety, and the lines at the bottom of the grip. And there's even a square orange section showing the UX Airgun brand on the bottom. So, what is the difference between the 60 and the 100? Well, it's simply the length, really. The 100 has a 200mm rifle barrel and an overall length of 425mm and tips the scales a little heavier at 806 grams. The rest of the design is pretty much identical. So, why have the 100? Well, compensating for something? Feeling a bit of a Dirty Harry moment? Well, you could probably be answered in the next section of the review, the power test. Because if you have a longer barrel, then you should have the projectile in the barrel for longer, with that air pushing it faster for longer. Let's take a look then, shall we? Well, these are pellet firing pistols. So let's load them up with some 8.44 grain pretty standard Diablo pellets, shall we? In the SPA60, it saw 284 feet per second, which is 1.51 foot-pounds or 2.05 joules. Now, before you jump all over those figures, these are not full-power dispatch tools or 30-metre pistol long-distance shooting jobs. They are a bit of fun at a budget that everyone should hopefully be able to afford. So let's put the same weighted pellets in the SP100. With this, the speed went up to 297 feet per second, which is 1.65 foot-pounds or 2.24 joules. Which is pretty much exactly what I thought would happen. Again, it's not massive power levels, but this is designed for a bit of paper punching and mostly tin can fun in a small back garden type of environment for all the family to have some safe fun with. It wouldn't be a full test unless I popped some heavier weighted pellets into these. Well, using 10.34 grains, the 60 saw 232 feet per second, which is 1.24 foot-pounds or 1.68 joules. The same pellets in the SPA100 saw 266 feet per second, which is 1.62 foot-pounds or 2.2 joules, proving that extra length of the barrel does help with the speed and power levels a little. Let's get these out on the range then, shall we, and see if they're accurate enough for that intended use. And, of course, to see if there is a great deal of difference in accuracy between the 60 and the 100. 10 metres. Here goes. SPA 100, SPA 60. Umarex, but it's the UX range, so it's the budget end. They're not expensive at all. They are somewhat plasticky, but that's what you'd expect for that kind of money. I actually quite like the colour scheme on them, so I'm not going to say too much about that. This is the 100. What we're going to do is we're actually going to give it a bit of a blast out and see what kind of target work we can do, which is always a waste of time with me because, and now I've got hold of it through there as well, so I haven't just thrown it about. Don't worry yourselves on that one. I'm going to put some QYSs in simply because that's what I've got lying around. Now that is going nowhere before anybody says anything. There we go. Happy? Right, here we go. Safety is a simple slide forward, pull back. It's also got a safety grip in the grip, which is very a la 1911, which is a darn good idea because it means you've got to hold it sensibly and there, which a lot of kiddies will probably struggle with. So even if they get hold of it, they're not going to be able to do themselves too much damage, hopefully. So let's give it a go. I don't know whether I can see better with or without. First time I've ever shooting this. It's quite a creepy trigger. It's not too terrible. Especially when you consider the price of this. They're not massively powerful, as we've already seen. They're not really designed to be. It's not really designed to be doing what I'm doing here, and I can't actually see what I'm doing anyway. It's designed really for tin can plinking. Doing a bit of shaking and wobbling here. It's the grouping that we're interested in. I'll give it another go. And then I'll go and have a look, because at the minute I can't see anything. There we go. All done. Safety on. Let's have a look, shall we? Well, it's not hugely the most accurate thing I've ever shot, but at that kind of price range, I do believe, as I said, this is really a tin can tool. It's not really a dispatch tool because it's not giving up enough power either for that sort of thing. It is a fun thing to use in the garden. Do you know what? That's the 100. Shall we see if there's any difference between that and the 60? Because obviously that's a shorter barrel. Let's give it a go, shall we? We'll give the 60 a go. It has to be said that the 60 is that little bit stiffer to cock because obviously the shorter length of the barrels. Let's have a different look, shall we? $160. Again, I'm not expecting it to be any form of target derived pistol. It's just not the tin can plinkers. Talking of which, let's give it a go, shall we? Here we go. Take those off again. Some tin cans, let's give it some. Yes! See, that's what it's about. It already brings a smile to your face. Come on. Whoa, it's flying as well. Square on. Yep. Is it going to be 5 out of 5? Fairly quick fire as well. Spot on. That's what these are for. Just a bit of fun, plinking, tin cans, etc. in the garden, getting the family involved. Yeah, perfect for it. And they are for nothing in the scheme of things nowadays as far as money. So if you're struggling for money, but you just want a bit of fun and you want to be able to shoot something, i.e. tin cans, perfect. If you want to enter into a competition on a local or national level, you're wasting your time. The nicest possible way, but they will bring a smile to your face. They are nice and safe because you've got safeties going off all over and it just locks the trigger completely. Yes, I think they are good fun and pretty good value for what you're getting. And that's it. Yeah, the SPA 100 and the SPA 60. And not surprisingly, the 100 is a little bit more accurate than the 60, but it's a lot longer. All right, back to the studio. Well, I don't think that's bad at all, and they're both great fun to shoot. The longer barrel of the 100 does give extra power and, of course, makes cocking easier. The good news, of course, is that there's no extra cost involved. You don't need air tanks or pumps, just a bit of elbow grease. You can shoot without the fear of ricochets taking you by surprise, not forgetting all the safeties that are on these pistols. I always reflect on these types of lower power products and feel they also have a place indoors potentially on wet or cold days. Certainly if you have a garage or a barn or the like, to be able to keep your hand in even in wintertime. Or of course it can be used outside in the summer months with your mates or your family for a bit of fun. I've said it before, I do enjoy my time shooting some of these budget type guns from time to time. It keeps it real and there is so much fun to be had. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. If so, please give us the old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Feel free to share and make sure you hit the alarm notification bell. Check out the AAR On Air website for competitions, merch and so much more. A big thank you to Vector Air for getting hold of these for me to review and have some fun with. Well, that's it for this time. Please stay safe and shoot safe, and hopefully I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now. Dead easy.